Thanks.
Welcome back. If you thought you knew what a horse looked like, you didn't, because this is a horse in HD. And if we can get a wide shot, you'll see maybe
It's
not the
your
kind of
average
horse that
yeah.
you thought. This is a miniature horse, and our friends from Wildlife Defenders, John and Megan, are here with us this morning. First, let's talk about, okay, this horse has a long name. You call him Chance, but there's more to the name. What's the full name?
Fox's Chance Crash and Burn.
Which I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
And we're so fortunate to have him here today because of Doris Lannon and the Living Collection are supportive of the Bridges for Brain Injury and the Wildlife Defenders. So we thank them for being able to bring him in today.
And for folks who maybe don't know a little bit about what Wildlife Defenders are, just
Wildlife Defenders is a wildlife education outreach program entirely run by adults with disabilities. And their participation in this program is part of their rehabilitation. Megan is one of our wonderful success stories.
A huge success story. We're going to hear your success story about 7:15. But the reason we have the horse here today is they're being trained for a type of job that usually we think about for service dogs, right?
Yes, actually. The horses have been actually trained the same way as guide dogs now. They've been fitted for shoes so they don't slide around in malls and on hospital floors, but because of how long they live, they are able to serve more like 30 years instead of like 8 years for a dog. So the bonds that are developed and the training lasts for a much longer time. But unfortunately, it's not a common thing because not everyone has a big yard and a stable in their backyard to be able to, like a lot of people live in apartments where a dog can live with them. But horses, unfortunately, need their space outside and can't just fit in an apartment with you.
And it's incredible you were saying how they breed these horses from full-size horses. You get a miniature.
Right, you breed a full-size horse with a Shetland pony, and that's how the breed has been developed. They've been known to be around since the time of King Louis.
Okay.
They were actually known to be small horses in his pet menagerie. But then the breed was actually developed during the 20th century here in America.
Okay, all right.
Interesting.
So from big horses comes this little, but not a dwarf. This is not a dwarf horse.
No, it's a miniature horse.
Just
Miniature horses are known to be anywhere from 34 to 38 inches. Right here we have a 34-inch horse.
Okay.
So.
Very
well
He's hungry.
behaved.
Well, we thought this was an appropriate animal to bring on, of course, because Bridges for Brain Injury and the Wildlife Defenders program were fortunate enough to be the $10,000 grand prize winner at Finger Lakes Racetrack and Gaming's Charity Cup.
Congratulations.
So thank you very much.
We're going to talk more about that, and we're going to share Megan's story. It is really an amazing one that's coming up at 7:15 on Rochester CW. For now, we have to say we'll be right back with your weather forecast. Wow. We mentioned a lot of people are off today, but look who we do have here with us today. This is Chance, and Chance is one of our friends from Wildlife Defenders with the rest of our friends here today. John, Megan Douglas. Megan, we met Chance in the last hour. Let's talk about him, and I also want to talk about your story because it's incredible. One of the reasons Chance is here with us today is you are blind, and Chance is a part of a new program to maybe potentially replace service dogs.
It's an alternative program. It's not a program to replace them. It's just a different option. Chance isn't actually one of the animals that is planning to be that. Chance is, he is also a miniature horse, and there are some miniature horses that are being used to as service animals and being trained because their lifespan is longer, and that way when you form a bond and you put all that training into them, you're able to work with them for 20 plus years as opposed to closer to 6 or 8 years like a dog would be. But unfortunately, like a dog, you can't just put a horse in an apartment.
No, not very well.
You need a stable and some yard for them to be in because they are more of a livestock animal, and they need that extra space. So.
How much do you think this will catch on, having horses as service animals like that?
You know, I don't know. They need to be able to wear shoes so they don't slip on a lot of our surfaces. Dogs are much more like humans and able to fit in a a human environment. And I think with some of the new laws passing for ADH abilities, you know, with the American Disabilities Act, that being as a fit under livestock, it's hard to say.
Yeah.
Interesting thought process, though.
Megan, you know, so interesting. Okay, so you graduated high school when you were 14.
Yes.
You are now a midwife
yes.
at the age of 20. Tell us a little bit about your story, though, because I know that for about 3 years, you didn't even want to leave the house, and this sort of helped you with that.
Well, after I had my stroke, because I had a brain injury, and then almost a year later I had a stroke, and my brain injury left me without any vision, and then my stroke left me in a wheelchair and with severe left-sided weakness, which therapy and hard work helped me to overcome what the doctors originally said, and to where I was mobile but not very confident, to say the least. And I went to a couple of day programs that were significantly older people in, and they, you know, found for entertainment they'd read you the newspaper, or they'd say, you know, we're all going to sit in color now, and and I would introduce myself to the person next to me who would not answer me or something, and I got scared. I knew Dad needed to, my dad needed to be able to get out and do things, and other people in my family needed, you know, attention too. And I knew my next step was a day program, but the couple I'd been to scared me to the point that I just wanted to stay home. I wanted, I didn't want anything to do with anything. But then I had a service coordinator come out to my house and tell me about this amazing day program called Bridges for Brain Injuries that incorporated wild animal care and work in the community, along with things that would help me with my recovery and help me to get some self-esteem back, because I felt like I'd kind of gone from being on the top of the world and running the world and being in a career to just kind of being a hermit, which is actually very, very, very accurate. I'd been, and then after my first day at day program, I told them 2 days a week. I will not do more than 2 days a week. There's no way you can make me go.
Didn't stick to that long, did you?
Not long. I'm there 5 days a week, and some Saturdays doing programs whenever I can. I just love it. We have the most amazing zoo-like animal collection at Bridges for Brain Injuries, and our Wildlife Defender program is out of this world. We have so many animals. We have a serval cat. We have these prehensile-tailed lizard. We have
never even heard of that.
I hadn't either.
We should go check them out.
We should.
I found out opossums are not disgusting animals, and they're called opossums, not possums.
Yes.
And they're so friendly. They're like, I have one called Jenny that I play with like a little pussycat. She's the sweetest thing. And I love learning about these animals, learning why they're special, taking them out in the community and teaching both the seniors at nursing homes and children, even as little as in preschools. We're actually going to a preschool today, taking our wildlife defenders out and going and sharing our animals out there, and I've learned so much, and I've become confident again. I'm going out.
It shows. You're a great spokesperson.
You have an incredible story. Thank you so much for sharing it with us.
No problem.
Incredible story.
And Chance, thanks for coming
Chance,
as well.
Thanks for stopping by.
Good job.
All right. We'll be right back.
Look at that.